Let the continues with
What's up? You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, TV's hottest Caribbean show. It's your host, Alain, and what a better thing to do on a Friday night than enjoy some live reggae. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We have an interview with Dr. Roz about her upcoming endeavor, the Changa House. Plus, we have the grand opening of Sabi's restaurant, a great video from Richie Stevens and Conscious. Plus, we check out the band Ibadan. But first up, the UFSC Diversity Expo.
Well, it's rather interesting. It all goes back to a gentleman called Paget Warner, who's essentially our founding president. When I met Paget circa 1996, he was strolling sort of Bay Street looking for people who looked like him. He wanted to create a situation where people from a visible minority background, let's say black, could get together and have a conversation and be able to support each other, network with each other within the financial services community. And that was something that was sorely lacking at that point in time. In the US, there was an organization called, at that time, the National Association of Urban Bankers. And so Paget had made contact with them. He managed to gather a number of people, myself included, Stanley Julian, Curtis Ballantyne, there's a whole bunch of other names, I'm sure I've missed out a couple here already. And in 1997, we were able to get a mandate that allowed us to create the chapter here in Toronto as the National Association of Urban Bankers Toronto chapter. So that's sort of the genesis, that's the beginning. That was 15 years ago. Today, here we are, we're celebrating our 15th anniversary. A lot of stuff along the way. We're probably one of the strongest chapters within the overall organization.
Financial services, it really fills a void, especially for minorities and the black community. There aren't enough of us in financial services, and that's part of our mandate. We have a general meeting every fourth Thursday of every month. It's at a different place in the financial district. It's open, it's free, so come out, listen to our guest speakers, check us out, and become a member. And especially for the youth, to help them to see financial services as a viable career option and get them interested in this world and bring more numbers in here so that we can all represent at the end of the day.
I came to Dr. Roz's Healing Place because I was in an abusive relationship for almost 5 years.
Dr. Roz's Healing Place gave me everything what I needed, not only just food and roof above my head.
Well, at one stage of my life, I had the opportunity to go into every woman's shelter in Ontario to do policy development and staff development and board development. And I saw the suffering and the pain and the conditions that these women and children who were fleeing violence, I saw the conditions they lived in. I also realized that they were living under a rock, which means that it was quiet and private and people didn't seem to care. It was not a public discussion. No one knew where the shelters were. So I went on a journey. I closed down my private practice and I went on a journey to raise $4 million to build a center for women and children who have experienced violence so that they don't have to hide, they don't have to be isolated, and we can do so much to help them build their souls, to strengthen their minds and their spirits, and to take their lives back.
Now, how hard was it to start it? Because, I mean, $4 million...
Yes, the start of...
It seems like a large amount, but like anything else, you chip away at it, I assume.
It took me 7 years from the moment I decided I was going to do this to the moment I opened Dr. Roz's Healing Place. It was very difficult, and it was lonely. It was lonely because somehow my community didn't think that that was an issue. It was lonely because maybe people thought it was a joke for me and that it was never going to happen. But I tapped on every door, I walked every mile, I ran across China to raise money, I ran across Canada to raise money, yes I did, to raise money. I do everything I needed to do, and I reached out to people outside of Toronto. So when I traveled the world, I took the opportunity to say something about the issue, and I asked everyone to give me $1. So with that in mind, the people in the audience would give me $5, and I raised. I got support from the provincial government, from the federal government, and we opened our doors. Dr. Roz's Healing Place 2004.
So I got two more questions. One, tell us about the Changa House, what you guys are trying to do.
Yes, the Changa House is something I need to tell you about because the Changa House is going to be a center for children, youth, and youth at risk. You see what's happening to our society. You see how it's breaking down. Now, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, when I was growing up, you know, you do something wrong, you get punished, and you get back on track. Now we have the guns, and we have the brothers killing the brothers, we have the brothers killing the sisters, and we see how my community is falling apart. Now the Changa House is for all children. I do know that children need support. I do know that the adolescent phase is the most difficult developmental stage in the psyche of the being. So therefore, we all have a responsibility to come together and make a difference in the lives of children if we are going to have a healthier society 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and down the road. And if we don't, what's going to happen? We're going to see the fragmentation and the breakdown of our society and our communities at large.
Last question. You got a section with Jamal. How fun was Caribana for you? Tell us about your experience with that.
Oh, my experience with Jamal, my experience with Caribana is always great. I do not, because I have such a full and demanding professional life, I use Caribana as my outlet for my frustration. So I do not get involved in the politics of Caribana. I just make mass and play mass because I realize the importance of having a balance. I realize the importance of letting go of heavy tension and stress because I must live another 40 years to continue doing the work I do. I know that stress is killing and I would not get sick. I've never been ill. I have no form of illness, so therefore I know I have a journey to go and a task to accomplish.
The Caribbean Kings Bakery is a place to get your Caribbean baked goods and food. From turnovers to egg bread, we have all the best baked goods, plus we have an amazing selection of jerk chicken, roti, and so much more West Indian dishes. We're located at 2300 Western Road at Finch. Call us at 416-745-7979.
Well, this is something that I've always wanted to do, however, just didn't think the time was right. So when I got the opportunity to do it, I figured what better way to memorize my daughter, Sabrina, who passed away November 29, 4 years ago. The restaurant sort of reflects who Sabrina was. Very proud, classy, bright, and determined young lady. So, when the opportunity came, I said, wow, look at the restaurant. Yeah, this is it. So that's one of the key,
Now, unlike most Caribbean restaurants, they're not as sit down like this and they don't have the type of menu. So tell us some of the unique features of the menu you guys offer.
Okay, we have vegetarian option, and at any time one can come in and get a vegetarian option. And also, if at any time at all they don't want to eat Caribbean food, we always have a special international. I'll give you an example. On Tuesday, we have Chinese Day. We have stir-fry noodles, hoisin chicken, and you can have that with white rice or stir-fry noodles. We have on Wednesday, we have grilled chicken breasts with rice pilaf, hummus, and tzatziki sauce, and with Greek salad. On a Thursday, we have fresh Atlantic salmon, pan-seared. We serve it with avocado papaya salsa, mashed potatoes, and carrots and green vegetables. Now, as I said, many days I don't feel like eating Caribbean, and you walk into a Caribbean restaurant, there's an option, and that's what it is. The juices that I have is always from my mom. I learned making them from my mom. She passed away. Just her rest in peace, really. And we started with ginger, and we have the ginger, and we add pineapple to the ginger. So we have ginger pineapple sorrel. We have pina colada, which is I mix and come up with that formula, and the mango carrot. And we have other iced tea and fruit punch. Other flavors would come later, but one of the things that we use mostly juices rather than sugar. So this is why we call it more juice. Most of the time in Scarborough, I would just love to sit down and have fine dining Caribbean food. There's none. So if you want to sit and have fish escovitch fried from the pot and good Caribbean or international cuisine, Sabbys restaurant is the place to go.
More Caribbean Vibrations after the break.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. Give us a call at 416-451-8596 or email us at caribbeanvibrationstv@gmail.com.
Mango's Sports Bar and Lounge is a great place to celebrate your events. Whether it's a birthday party, bridal shower, or special dinner, we can do it all. Check out our great new menu, and we also cater. For more info, call us at 905-361-1243 or online at mangoslounge.com.
Nobody now bubble here today, you know.
Welcome to the house of the Lord Blues. Right there, I know it was over there, sir. What is my guy? Play it. Play it up.
Hey, hey, hey. People I wish every night, every day. Fist me drop by the side of the way. Block me reverence, pray. Thank the Father, me they are same way.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
What have I done, Mr. Steve? Because me nah left out me God, oh, nah left out me God. So tell dirty heart, bad mind people feel left me alone. Jah never turn him back for me, so pagan coulda never harm me. Nah left out me God, who no left me alone.
Forgive our trespasses, forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever.
Aye. No one never got contention mixed up in a me yard. Any problem, we take it to the Lord. Life no easy, life hard. So Jah make me put them firm, make back broad. When pagan attack, we no hear them. All them a tough up them face, we no fear them. I group up like monster shock and scare them. Jah no make me walk near them.
Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, or stand with sinners. He does not sit in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the Lord.
All of them, Mr. Steve, because me nah left out me God, oh, nah left out me God. So tell dirty heart, bad mind people feel left me alone. Jah never turn him back for me, so pagan coulda never harm me. Nah left out me God, who no left me alone.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive our trespasses, forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever.
Aye. No one never got contention mixed up in a me yard. Any problem, we take it to the Lord. Life no easy, life hard. So Jah make me put them firm, make back broad. When pagan attack, we no hear them. All them a tough up them face, we no fear them. I group up like monster shock and scare them. Jah no make me walk near them.
Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, or stand with sinners. He does not sit in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the Lord.
Now available at Island Mix Restaurant and Lounge in Pickering, Durham's best authentic West Indian brunch. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All of your back home favorites such as bygone choka, tomato choka, smoked herring, saltfish, and more. Served with your choice of bake, paratha, or sada roti. Enjoy complimentary tea or coffee while you wait. In Pickering, call us at 905-831-1MIX. That's 905-831-1649. Come, taste the mix. Islandmix.ca. Check us on the web. www.islandmix.ca.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and we are here live at Cadillac Lounge. We had the distinct pleasure tonight of listening to the great sounds of the band Ibadan, live reggae band at its best. And we're here with Berner, the band leader. So tell us, Berner, how long you guys been around and how'd you get your start?
We've been around since 1992, and it actually started, it morphed out of a studio in Malton at Attington, which was kind of like a mentor to us back then. We were out there just working on stuff, writing music, recording music, and with Edwin, the keyboard player, and I just said, you know what, why don't we kind of put this thing together, right? And we started, and you know, it's been a journey. It's been 20 years. And the time has really flown by, because if you look at all the bands in Toronto in our genre of music, the Satellites is the only band that has been around in existence longer than we have. And if things keep going the way it is, we'll probably soon surpass them, because we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So,
which actually brings me to my next question. You guys seem to have a distinct love of reggae music. You know, some people just do it because it's all about the money, it's about the fame. They switch from genre to genre to dancehall. I got a chance to enjoy you guys playing reggae, conscious music, ska. Where's that all come from? Is that more like you guys sit down to make a conscious decision to say, you know what, let's play this and this and this, or is it just you guys are vibing? How's it work?
Well, first of all, we're not playing music for money, because if we were, we wouldn't be in existence today. We're playing for the love of the music, and the band it consists of mostly Jamaicans. And what do Jamaicans like besides a nice rum and ackee and saltfish and the occasional weed is reggae music. And reggae music, to me, has, you know, it has morphed over the years from ska. And some of the greatest music, in my opinion, has been the rocksteady era. And this is what we, in the last 2 to 3 years, we have rejuvenated that. Because where do you go to listen to all these exceptional music? Nobody plays them. So we have taken it upon ourselves to actually do that, and it's working out pretty good for us. So it comes, to answer your question, it comes from within. It's something that, you know, if I was born in Canada, I wouldn't understand it. But I was born and grown and raised in Jamaica, and I understand and I feel it. And this is the same thing that all the other band members are feeling, because we're all Jamaicans.
Okay, you're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and since we're in a reggae frame of mind, one of the websites you gotta check out is CanadianReggaeWorld.com, because it really does support Canadian reggae. And we're the man behind the scenes, Mr. Drew Lyon. So tell us how you started the website and why you think it was necessary to start this website.
Well, back in the day, I used to manage this very band, Ibadan. And after they put out their album, their first album, I realized with all the work that we did, there's almost nowhere to go for reggae music. There was no infrastructure for reggae music. So CanadianReggaeWorld.com was something I did. The minute the Bamboo closed, I focused on it. And because there's a huge void, and there's still a huge void in the market with the loss of the Bamboo. So CanadianReggaeWorld.com is my thing it's like a conduit from the fans to the people. So we don't just touch dancehall music, which we don't touch much of it. We leave that to some other people. But we touch a little bit of it. We play the roots reggae with the selectors on a Monday night called the Lions Den. We do that. We've been doing that for about 3 years now. The website itself is like over 10 years old now. But unfortunately, we don't have the marketing dollars it takes to reach the entire market. But we touch people. We touch people across the country. I am in touch with artists from Vancouver to Newfoundland. So objective is to bring the fans to the music and the music to the fans. So www.canadianreggaeworld.com. It's pretty much our little thing to bring to the people, right?
Okay, that's good because I know some of the reggae artists, like for example, Humble's very underrated, Belinda Brady, you got Correction. Who are some of the people that I might not know of who are there on Canadian Reggae World? Just give me like 3 people. I know there's a bag of them, but just give me like 3 or 4 people.
If I give you 3 people,
I know they'll get vexed, but still.
300. You know, there's the Mighty Blesseds and the Donna Makitas and the members and Jackie James and the list. So
what you're saying is, so what you're saying is that you gotta go to CanadianReggaeWorld.com and check it out. Is that what you're saying?
Every once in a while, just www.CanadianReggaeWorld.com. That's how we do it. See?
Okay. So you're watching Caribbean Vibrations, Julian, CanadianReggaeWorld.com. Check it out, and you're watching Caribbean Vibrations. I hope you've enjoyed this week's show. We'll see you next week on Caribbean Vibrations.